Hey guys! Welcome to Street 48, here with another video. So today we're going to give you 5 top destinations to visit in Thailand after lockdown has calmed down.
Let's go!
So the first and most obvious destination in Thailand is our home city,
Bangkok!
Woo! Bangkok is the place obviously where you will be landing first, regardless of where you're coming from Europe, overseas, whatever.
Because it's the capital city of Thailand.
It's the capital city, and that's mainly where most flights fly into. How long does it normally take from flight-wise?
Let's say from London, direct flight, it's going to be about 12 to 13 hours. But with the transfer flight, it's going to be about 20 hours, including the time that you need to wait for your connection flight.
The most convenient flights, the flights that we prefer, was it Emirates and all of Qatar and all of them. They're all connecting flights. If you want to go for a straight flight, I think British Airways has straight flights.
Yeah, Thai Airways.
Thai Airways, yeah. So technically, if you are going there, you'll probably be getting one of those flights and you'll be connecting. So you're looking around a day's worth of travel. So Bangkok obviously is the home of the Thai King. The best thing about Bangkok is the city vibe. I mean, there's... Yeah. The best thing about Bangkok is the city vibe. No,
it's traffic.
I've never seen traffic in any other country or city, you know, like I've seen in Bangkok. It's crazy. Stationary traffic, standstill, you know. What, a 10-minute journey will take you 2 hours to... it's crazy. But the main thing in Bangkok is obviously the city vibe. I mean, from day until late at night, you can go out. There's people out there shopping, eating. There's so many places to eat, some amazing places to eat. The shopping centres in Bangkok are crazy. Before I visited Bangkok, I never thought that's how developed it's going to be. But quite honestly, Bangkok shopping centres and just the city itself is one of the most developed cities I've been to, even compared to, you know, most European countries and even New York and stuff like that. It's crazy.
He kept saying to me, I didn't expect Thailand or Bangkok to be like this at all.
Because I know from people the reason they go to Thailand is because of the, you know, the beaches, the islands, the resorts and all that stuff. For me, it never popped into my head that, oh, the city vibe is going to be like this or the city is going to be developed as such. Obviously, my mind was blown when I went there. The department stores, the shopping centers in Thailand, especially Bangkok, are crazy. It's one of the best department stores or shopping centers, whatever you want to call them, that I've seen in my life.
And then they got all kind of shops, from high-end brand until like normal local brands. You can get everything from there.
You've been to Dubai airport, you know, it feels like a city in itself, the way Dubai airport is laid out. The shopping centers are like that, but better. Every little area of that department store has been decorated differently.
Yeah, design and decoration is banging.
When you talk about Bangkok, you talk about food. You know, you can be walking along the street at night time. There's little grill places, little restaurants open at night for you. Fresh food. Weather is just amazing, and even at night time, you were like, what, 30s, late 20s.
You just walk on the street, you can get food and you can get everything you want. Most of the thing open until late.
And we're late, we're not talking about late as in European time, late like 10, 11 p.m. We're talking about AM, like 2, 3, 4 a.m.
Chicken, beef.
Seafood.
You don't like seafood, but you talk about seafood.
I like seafood, I like codfish. One of the most amazing places we went to eat in Bangkok was the waterside restaurant. The owner did decorate to look like it's on the water, so that's why it's called waterside. You can have private parties and stuff, like they can book rooms. And actually, you're sitting down at your table. It's very nice, and then you can see like little fish like here and there. There's music playing. There's a nice vibe, fountains. Food is nice and fresh. Another place that, you know, I really liked was on top of the department store. Icon Siam is. Restaurant name is Nara. If you like Thai, authentic Thai food, like typical Thai food, I recommend this restaurant. But it's not just the taste, for me it was the view as well. It's just crazy. Kind of a rooftop restaurant, got like outdoor seating. If you're gonna be down in Bangkok, this is one of the places you must be going to. One of the best bars and restaurants to visit in Bangkok is the Red Sky. One of the most famous rooftop bar in Bangkok, because of the thing that the view that you can get from there is incredible. You can see the whole Bangkok city. If you're gonna travel in Bangkok, public transportation, we got SkyTrain, we got bus, taxi, and Uber. I think SkyTrain is the most convenient. Yeah, right? SkyTrain is the most convenient. It's very similar to Dubai, the way the SkyTrain works, but I think it's in Bangkok it's way more convenient because obviously the traffic and everything is just crazy. So obviously if you're going down to Thailand, Bangkok, you want to experience something with that cultural stuff, you know, there's some very beautiful temples, there's restaurants, there's department stores, there's everything for you to do. It's basically a city to enjoy yourself. So the second place to visit in Thailand is Koh Tao. So Koh Tao is an island with a lot of beaches. Yes. Beautiful place to go to. Yes, correct. One of the most scenic places. Yes, correct. Yeah. That's also where we had the bike incident. I'll put a link here somewhere. So Koh Tao is about 300 miles away from Bangkok. It will take you around 6.5 hours drive. You can fly there, you can get a train or a bus.
But if you want to go to Koh Tao, you can't just drive straight to Koh Tao because the island, you need to drive to Chumpon city, to the port to get a boat to the island. Yeah, 2.5 hours from Chumpon port.
During that 2 hours, really enjoy that. It's the views are amazing, the water and everything. we managed to get in early. We were like, everyone get out my way, get out my way.
Yeah, that's in my seat.
If you get in early, you get the better seats upstairs. So Koh Tao is a coastal island with a lot of beaches. You can travel from one beach to another.
Most famous for diving.
The reason it's famous for diving is because a lot of people go there to do their diving licenses.
Yeah.
Because I think it's less expensive than other places.
Yeah.
And obviously it's like one of the most beautiful places to do your diving license. So
cool.
We met a few people there as well, who were, I think, resort where we were staying, there's people staying there who were actually doing their diving licenses.
Yeah.
So working through the same resort. The resorts hook you up, with the diving instructors and all that stuff. So if you do want to dive,
yeah, you should go there.
Go to Koh Tao.
Peaceful island. It's
not
it's
very
busy.
peaceful.
It's not like
Phuket. We'll talk about Phuket in a second, but it's not like Phuket. It's very nice.
From Koh Tao Island, you can just literally take a boat to another small beautiful island that's called Nang Yuan Island.
It's like a connected island with a beautiful pathway. For me, I've said that that is the best place I've been to for myself. The water, the vibe, everything's just amazing. You can just pop your head inside the water and you'll see fish. You can get fresh coconut water, you can get juices. If you do happen to be going to Nang Yuan Island, one thing that you shouldn't forget:
snorkeling equipment.
Yeah,
that is because we forgot.
One more thing, the viewpoint.
Yeah, the viewpoint would take you about 15 minutes.
The weather was very hot, so take a drink of water.
So hot.
Take a water bottle, maybe 2, 3, 4. Buy fresh coconut water, juices, whatever. Grab a few and then go up the hill to the viewpoint. You must have seen these photos around the internet. Everyone who goes to Koh Tao goes to this viewpoint. It's one of the most famous viewpoints. Koh Tao also has very beautiful villas and resorts where you can stay, spend your nights and days, and just enjoy the whole experience. We stayed at 2 different resorts. It's like an isolated villa at the top of the mountain, looking out to the sea view. Flew the drone. Don't know if it was legal, but flew the drone. The second one we stayed at, also amazing. It was
the ocean views, and you can see the mountain.
And then in the mornings you can just walk down all the way to the beach. So the most convenient way to travel in Koh Tao is obviously a bike.
Yeah,
We've done a video about that. We had an incident. I'll put a link here. But even though we had that experience, it is the most convenient way to travel in Koh Tao.
Yeah, exactly.
The roads are very small and narrow. You can't get a taxi everywhere.
And the taxi is very expensive in Koh Tao. It costs us about 20 pounds just for like 3 minutes drive.
But bike, you mean a little scooter. If you do get that, be very careful, because most people who go there do end up having accidents.
You need helmet.
You need a helmet. So if you're a person who likes to travel to scenic, beautiful places, go to Koh Tao. If you're a diver, go to Koh Tao. And if you're just someone who's curious about what the world has to offer, Koh Tao is definitely one of the places, Nang Yuan being one of them. Third place is Phuket. If you've heard of Thailand, you've definitely heard of Phuket.
Phuket is one of the most famous destinations for tourism around the world.
So if you're traveling to Phuket from Bangkok, most convenient way is to fly. That's what we did. We took a flight because driving will take you crazy. It's about 500 odd miles. So there's 2 parts to Phuket. Obviously, we're going to talk about the islands, which are just amazing. But there's also the coastal vibe that Phuket has to offer. The city vibe. There's a lot of food restaurants open late at night. You can get good food, same as most of the places. But the vibe is amazing. There's a lot of people there, a lot of tourists. Very busy.
You can rent a bike.
Yeah, you can rent, and if you're smart enough, you can get around there even if you don't have a bike license. The Ducatis, Yamahas, if you're into your bikes and stuff, these crazy bikes. We rented a Yamaha MT-07 700cc bike. We were staying at the resort, and then downstairs in the garage we had bike parks. So I remember I woke her up one morning, 5 or something, and I said, let's go see the sunrise. So I remember in the morning on the bike.
You don't want to make a complaint about him. Babe, go for a ride. Babe, go for a ride. Babe, go for a ride.
I don't have a bike, something to me.
He only wants
best place to have a bike. You know what that goes to show? If you are going to Phuket, hire a bike. If you know how to ride a bike, because obviously it's proper big bikes, you don't want to get a bike if you don't know how to ride it. It could be dangerous. But if you know how to ride bikes, definitely get a bike. The kind of experience it will give you is crazy. Mountain roads that you want on top of in the morning.
It's different from like if you just rent a car.
Yeah, so it's such a different vibe. I mean, the weather's amazing for it. So like I said, there's a lot of things to do in Phuket. One of them is jet skis. You can ride off the coast. When I did that, weather was really bad. That's my first time on a jet ski. The waves are crazy, and the thing is, Thailand waters, especially in those areas, they have sharks. So that was the main thing in my brain, and I did end up falling into the sea. The second time I went on a jet ski was on one of the islands. So that brings us onto the islands that you should be visiting if you're visiting Phuket in Thailand.
So the first island that we visited, Koh Tao.
It means egg island.
Literally middle of the ocean.
Yes. That's actually, it's for me that the Koh Tao and egg have island. The same kind of vibe. It's so nice. It's a segregated little beach with little music that it gives the Caribbean vibe. I don't know, it gives the Caribbean vibe. Music, coconut.
It's the music like
and the thing is, you were just in the middle of the ocean, and that's where we took out another jet ski. She was behind me this time. The guy said just go as far as you can. But it was a little bit, I felt a little bit you know, scared because there's sharks. There are sharks. There are sharks in that water. There are sharks. And then
of course.
If we fell down, I don't think those sharks would be friendly to us. So yeah, so if you're definitely going down to Phuket, do travel to this island, which is the Egg Island. The second island that you should definitely go, if it's open, is Maya Bay. Famous for Leonardo DiCaprio's movie The Beach. It was shot there. We were so lucky. We went 1 or 2 weeks before it actually was shut down.
Yeah, and after that it's literally like shut down.
Yeah,
for
still hasn't opened up.
Very long period.
Yeah, it still hasn't opened up.
Until now?
Yeah, it still hasn't opened up. It's because they're restoring sea life and everything, the coral. And one thing that I didn't like about it's one of the most beautiful places you will visit. But it's one of the most busiest islands.
So many tourists.
So you see why that island is, you know, gained international popularity. It's very beautiful. We're just listing you the islands. So if you're in Phuket, these are the places you should go, definitely. So another island.
Phi Phi Island. I believe like you might already know this island because it's the most famous island in Phuket.
You can either, obviously you can go separately visit those islands, or what you can do, you can get a tour. You can buy a tour package. And they will take you to about what, 2 or 3 different islands, and they take you from one island to another. And then, so between those islands, they will stop the boat. They will ask you to get off with the snorkeling equipment. They will provide you with the equipment, food, snacks, and everything. And then you know you're there in the middle of the sea. So if you're going to Thailand, one of the places that's a must visit is Phuket, especially
Maya Bay, Phi Phi Island, and Egg Island.
Boom.
So now we're gonna take you to another part of Thailand.
So the 4th place to visit in Thailand is Khao Yai.
So from Bangkok to Khao Yai is not that far at all. It's just about 1.5 hours, depending on how far you drive.
Yeah.
If he is a driver, maybe it's like 30 minutes.
Unlike, you know, Phuket, Koh Tao, Khao Yai is a mountain area full of nature. Khao Yai also has a national park.
Yes. Khao Yai is a national park itself. If you go to Khao Yai, you might be able to see wild animals.
When you're visiting Khao Yai National Park, you're bound to see a lot of animals crossing the road. One of the main animals people see is elephants and tigers sometimes. We were out there a lot of the time driving across, you know, but we didn't manage to really see it. One of the iconic places to visit in Khao Yai is one of the waterfalls, which was also shown in the movie The Beach, Leonardo DiCaprio's movie. It's called,
in Thai it's called Nam Tok Heo Suwat.
But when we went, it didn't look like
it didn't look like in the movie, because like at that time it was like off season.
Yeah. Khao Yai also has some amazing resorts with pools and swimming pools and just deck chairs and everything.
Where we stay, the hotel name is Botanica Khao Yai.
You feel like in the middle of the wildlife. You have a massive swimming pool, deck chairs, you can just chill, the weather's nice, you can see the mountains and
trees. And there are so many activities that you can do in Khao Yai.
Yeah, so many, like ATVs, we hired ATVs. You can go feed animals on farms. A lot of activities, but they're related to nature. You can see it's a totally different vibe to, you know, Koh Tao and all the coastal areas, but it's a must visit. You should definitely visit. Go in Thailand, one of the things that should be on your list is Khao Yai. So the 5th and final place to visit when you're in Thailand is Pattaya. So Pattaya is only about 100 miles away from Bangkok. So if you're making your own way down there, it will take about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Pattaya is one of the less expensive destinations when you're in Thailand. You can't really compare it to Phuket.
You can't really compare Pattaya and Phuket.
It's a nice vibe. It's a very nice night vibe and stuff, but Pattaya gives you a totally different vibe to Phuket, because Phuket seems like there's a lot happening, clean, and
if you want to go swimming, diving and stuff like that, go to Phuket.
If you want that vibe where you want to do everything like eat, enjoy and stuff, but sit on the side of the beach, then
you can go Pattaya because it's cheaper and not far from Bangkok.
One thing you need to be careful of in Pattaya, it can be quite dangerous because there's a lot of mafia there. It's seen as because it has a port and then
it's
a lot of transportation and stuff like that. Also in Pattaya, you can rent bikes. So like I said, if you know how to ride a bike, then definitely go out, rent a bike. They got some big engine bikes. We rented a Ducati Monster 1200cc. It's a very big bike.
But you need to be careful as well, because in Pattaya, it's a local mafia. We nearly got robbed by a local mafia.
Yeah, so we were on the Ducati. Nighttime. But the thing is, we were going to a restaurant which near the coast, and you had to drive through, you know, very quiet, foresty area, driving through that little broken road, and then those men just came out and just started shouting.
He stopped. I don't know why you stopped. maybe you want to know like if they need some help or whatever. I asked him to like right now, like very fast. They tried I
thought it was police.
It's not police.
I thought it was police. They're asking us to stop for some reason, so I slowed down. I didn't stop, I slowed down. You know, we had the Ducati, put a lower gear, you know, engage the accelerator, boom, we were gone. So the reason we recommend that you visit Pattaya if you're in Thailand is because of the vibe. It's not really another version of Phuket, because the vibe in Pattaya is really nice. Like at night time you can be out. There's a lot of people there, a lot of tourists. There's people sitting on the coast, just enjoying life. So one of the final places that you should be visiting if you're in Thailand is Pattaya. So this brings us to the end of the video. So these were the top 5 places for you to visit if you're in Thailand. Obviously there's other places to see.
Yeah, there are so many places to visit in Thailand.
But these were the main places. This is where we've been. These are one of the nicest places that we've experienced. So we put our experiences across to you. Maybe you can go there one day. You can enjoy these places and let us know.
If you have any questions about these destinations, just leave the comment and then we'll get back to you.
So I hope the traveling for all of us somewhat becomes normal in the near future and the whole situation that's going on right now calms down.
So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, because we've got more content coming up. We're putting on more videos. Right. But for now,
yeah, thank you for
watching. Bye bye. Log out.